Thursday Night Football, we've got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm about to be breaking down everything that you need to know to make money on DraftKings and FanDuel tonight using the NFL Sims tool that we have over at Stokastic.com. As you guys do me a favor, like, follow, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. It helps out a whole bunch. And if you want to sign up for our NFL package, which includes all the data and tools that I'm going to be showing on screen, sign up using the link below. Already have lineups built out here for DraftKings, and we'll do it for FanDuel right after that. First things first, I'll favorite the top 150 lineups. I built out 10,000 and then had them simulate and play against each other 40,000 times. And based on those results, these are the ones that had the highest expected ROI. Starting with the number one overall lineup for me, it is Chris Godwin in the captain spot with Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Trent Sherfield, and Tyler Bass. So very heavily stacked towards the passing game here, and then one kicker involved as well in Bass. And then if we go and look at the lineups that are expected to be duped the most tonight, a couple lineups that are expected to be really popular. Here, the number one overall most duped lineup in our projections, Stephon Diggs. Bills defense, Buccaneers defense, Chris Godwin, Dalton Kincaid, and Josh Allen. Second most duped lineup also is Stephon Diggs at the captain spot with the Bills defense, Cade Otton, Dalton Kincaid, James Cook, and Josh Allen. Let's see who we're getting to the most as far as exposure goes. And number one most rostered player in the flex spot, Josh Allen in 68% of lineups. What about in the captain spot? 7% Josh. So a little bit underweight to Josh Allen in the captain spot, but overweight to him on the whole. He did show up in 75% of my top 150 lineups, then followed by Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield in 47% of lineups in the flex spot. If we're looking here at a player, I was going to say underweight too, just because I saw the negative leverage, but we actually have 80% of Stephon Diggs, most rostered player overall for me across my top 150 lineups on DraftKings. 38% of that coming in the captain spot, 42% in the flex spot. So a ton of Stephon Diggs, 80% of him, and the number one overall most rostered captain play as well. Other captains we're getting to, Chris Godwin in 22% of lineups in the captain spot. Or you looked at Josh Allen here, had him in 7%, then 6% of Baker Mayfield, 6% of Mike Evans as well in the captain spot. Other flex plays getting to a decent amount of Dalton Kincaid. Trent Sherfield looks like a really good contrarian play, actually making to about a third of my lineups, which only projected for 7% ownership. So if you guys want to be contrarian and also save some salary, Trent Sherfield looks like a good way to go. As far as the defense is concerned, we're getting to the Bills defense here. A little bit overweight to the field. They're expected to be popular, but more or less looks warranted here based on this data. Who are we underweight to? Underweight to Khalil Shakur. So Trent Sherfield, the more predominant value option that we're getting to. Underweight to Chase McLaughlin. Underweight to Josh Allen, at least in the captain spot. We're overweight to him in the flex spot. Underweight to James Cook a little bit, but no other real crazy stands. The thing that stood out the most to me here is getting to a bunch of Stephon Diggs. Looks like the number one overall captain option. And then in addition to that, Trent Sherfield looking like a really good contrarian play. So let's go and build lineups for FanDuel now and see what looks different on FanDuel compared to DK. Selecting the right slate, 10,000 lineups. Let's build them out. Let's see what we end up getting to, and we'll also check to see what's duped over on FanDuel, and then what are some of the differences between the two sites? I assume, just based on the difference in the PPR bonus, that we're going to be getting to a little bit less of Josh Allen, a little bit more of Josh Allen in the MVP spot, a little bit less of Stephon Diggs in the multiplier spot compared to what we got to him on FanDuel, or FanDuel relative to DK. So let's see. What is the payout on FanDuel's big contest today? For tonight's Thursday night game, we have a $600,000 prize pool and $150,000 at first. So I'll set it to 25% to run the sim. And then we'll see what the results end up looking like. And if you guys haven't done yet, do me that favor. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Helps us out a whole bunch. It's how we gain our followers. It's how we end up keeping all of our content free around here. So that half second you take to click those buttons, it is appreciated and helps us. I wonder if we get to Trent Sherfield as much. We'll see. It's favorite the top 150. Number one overall lineup, Josh Allen in the MVP spot. Bills defense, Stephon Diggs, Chris Godwin, Trent Sherfield. So Sherfield is showing up in our number one FanDuel lineup here. Both passing games, some exposure. Josh Allen, Diggs. So double stack with Trent Sherfield and then Chris Godwin as the Buccaneers player on the other side. Duped lineups, most of them not showing up in our top 150. There was one here that was duped a bunch of times. It still made it in. That was Josh Allen, Dalton Kincaid, Stephon Diggs, Latavius Murray, and Chris Godwin. The overall lineup expected to be duped the most tonight on FanDuel, and this is crazy popular. I think this is the most I've seen a lineup duped running lineups through the contest generator. Josh Allen, Rachaad White, Dalton Kincaid, Stephon Diggs, and then Latavius Murray. That's expected to be a super popular lineup over on FanDuel. As far as players we're getting the most exposure to, MVP spot, actually getting the exact same amount of Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. We've got Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs each in 29.3% of lineups in the MVP spot. And also getting to 32.7% of Josh Allen in the flex spot, 32% of Stephon Diggs. So on the whole, we are getting to about 60% of Josh Allen. So it does have us underweight to the field to him because he's projected for 70% ownership. And then we've got Stephon Diggs in 61% of lineups when he is projected for 58% ownership. So getting to a bunch of both these guys, but so is the field. So not really all that much different. A little bit overweight to Baker Mayfield here. Getting to a lot of exposure to a low-owned Buccaneers defense. So that's kind of an interesting build, getting the Buccaneers defense with some of the Bills passing game. And on paper, that's a move that you typically wouldn't think of correlates well, but weird stuff happens in these single game showdown slates. And sometimes if lineup combinations just aren't being made very often, then the Sims will just see it as a reasonable way to be unique. Overweights the field on Chris Godwin, getting to a good amount of both defenses, the Bills as well. Let's see if there's any contrarian plays really getting to a lot of. Sherfield, I assume, somewhere here. Yeah, here. Trent Sherfield only project for 5% ownership, getting to him 14.7% of lineups on FanDuel. If you want to be contrarian, FanDuel or DK today, Trent Sherfield, I think that's a good way to go to make your lineups different looking. If we're looking at players we are also underweight to here, we've got James Cook, underweight to him, both the MVP spot and the flex, only got to 19% ownership overall to James Cook. The field is getting a north of 30%. So he looks like somebody to short. Same with Khalil Shakur. It's where our projections are heading. We like Trent Sherfield more than Shakur as far as the Bills pass catchers go. Nothing else that's really standing out to me here, though. And just do one more look at the positive leverage, but kind of hit on all of this already. Should be an interesting DFS slate. The Bills have been wildly inconsistent this year. Sometimes they look really good, and then sometimes they look like crap, and they lose to teams like the Patriots, while they beat teams like the Miami Dolphins. So who knows what we're going to be getting out of the Bills. Hopefully we get the version that just plays to their opponent, so it's a competitive Thursday night football game. And that is going to do it for me, guys. If you haven't done it, one more time, like that video, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want us up for all of our football package. So we got that link included below. Everything is included under one package, so sign up using that link below. Good luck tonight, guys. Enjoy the game, and see you here next time.